Hey guys, today I want to make a different type of video. It's still related to games, but I want to take a rather feminist approach. The game I'm talking about is Sony's upcoming RPG Horizon Zero Dawn. I've seen plenty of comments on Horizon Zero Dawn videos of people saying that they don't want to play the game because it has a female protagonist.
Now the problem with that claim is that you don't provide any evidence to back up that claim. Now I've watched some others debunking this video, and they actually tried to find out if there was any validity to this claim, and they actually used Control F and went through the comment section of Sony's channel and the trailers, and couldn't find anything. So the onus is on the person claiming this, and there is no evidence to suggest that people are basically sexist against this game just because there's a female character. I find it that it is very hard to believe. It might be because it's an RPG or something like that. There might be a few people out there that, for instance, Solid Rev, that doesn't like to play as a female in a game, but that's a personal preference, and that's not entirely sexist just because you don't want to play as something. That's again a personal preference. But when you claim something like this, and there are a lot of examples of this, you should show evidence.
I want to ask you a question. What kind of difference does it make if the protagonist is a woman or a man?
For most people, it doesn't matter whether a protagonist is a woman or a man, because if the game is good, it doesn't really matter. Because if they like the gameplay, the story, the characters, the graphics, etc., they're not gonna care. If the game is good, people mostly won't care.
Exactly, none at all. The controls and the gameplay will still be the same. If you decide to reject a franchise because of a certain gender, there is no other way than to call you sexist. There are plenty of great games that have a female protagonist, like Clem in The Walking Dead, Ripley in Alien Isolation, Lara Croft in Tomb Raider, or Max and Chloe in Life is Strange, only to name a few. The difference, however, between a game like Tomb Raider and Horizon Zero Dawn is that Aloy is not portrayed as a sexy and stunningly beautiful woman. It's undeniable that the focus on creating Lara Croft is to make her look as sexy as possible.
That is a lie, because in Lara Croft you can actually choose the outfit in the first game and in the second game. And if you have the on PlayStation, where I played it, you have all these different outfits from the get-go, which you can choose between during the whole gameplay. And saying that Lara Croft is inherently just sexy is wrong, because it's also on the eye of the beholder, because a woman in a game isn't necessarily attractive to anyone who plays that game. So I want to know where you get this idea, or even your claim from, that Lara Croft is inherently sexy and made sexy by the developers, because there is no evidence of this, and Aloy can also look sexy even if she has clothes. So I don't know how someone can claim this with a straight face.
This is not the case with Aloy. I don't mean to say that she looks ugly, but because she truly doesn't. Aloy's features are more down to earth. She looks like an ordinary girl next door. If a character has a great personality and the game is brilliant on its own, there is no need to over-sexualize. This of course speaks in favor for Horizon Zero Dawn. The developers didn't have to portray Aloy as a sexual object to sell the game.
Again, I think you're projecting here, because you don't know the intentions behind the people who created these characters in all of these different games. I mean, a character can look sexy, but the reason behind someone creating that character may not be sexy. Maybe it is, But if you can't back it up with any sort of claim, I'm just gonna continue using Hitchens' razor on you.
A problem, of course, is that most games nowadays have a male lead. Most protagonists are a white and handsome-looking man. There are so much more races and ethnicities. It's really a shame that we don't often get to see a more diverse spectrum of characters.
Can you guys see the contradiction she is putting forward here in just a span of a few
Nevertheless,
seconds?
you shouldn't make a judgment on the game in regard to gender or race.
Can you see the big contradiction right here? She is saying that a lot of games have a male lead and are attractive, yet it shouldn't matter what kind of race or sex the lead protagonist has. So what is the point of this video if you contradict yourself in the video you're making?
It doesn't matter what gender the protagonist is. In games like Fallout or Skyrim, you can customize a character to your own wishes. In these games you decide if you want to be the hero or the villain. It's your choice who you want to be. Let's take The Witcher 3 for example. You play as Geralt of Rivia and your goal is to find your foster daughter Ciri. On the way to finding her, you have to do a lot of quests. How you do them is up to you, but the choices you make affect the game. Still, you have a path ahead of you that is already determined. You cannot decide to abandon Ciri and to live your life happily ever after. This is the same with Horizon Zero Dawn. In these games, you play the story of a character, or you don't play your own story.
But this contradicts your original point in this video, because you made the claim that people who don't want to play as females were sexist, yet it shouldn't matter what the race or gender is of a protagonist. Now, in RPGs as well, you can choose to be a male or female. I personally mostly choose male, but that's just me. I don't mind playing females either way. But if you play an RPG and you choose male, are you somehow sexist just because you create a male in that game? I choose male because I want to identify with the person I'm playing. Some people I know play online multiplayer games. They choose a female because they want a nice butt to look at when they play the game. Again, that's a preference different from mine. So the entire point of this video contradicts itself and is full of claims and assertions that can't be backed up by anything but what you think yourself, and you can't even make a point in your own video which goes against what you're trying to say, that games with female leads and people who aren't playing these are sexist somehow.
In order to explain now why Horizon Zero Dawn is a feminist game, or rather why Aloy is a feminist, I first want to explain what feminism is. Feminist theory stands for political, economical and social equality between both sexes, men and women. Feminism doesn't support the preference of one sex over the other.
I like how you use the dictionary definition of feminism, but what we see of feminism today is that feminists have all the rights they have under the law, and what the definition of feminism is, women have in the West. Now, instead of working towards these rights in parts of the world that women don't have them, we are now looking at this video and we're complaining about games that don't have female leads, and that this is somehow a feminist game for some reason that I don't know. Because and you use this dictionary definition of feminism, which isn't the case right now, because feminism right now want to shame men. We all have this cis white male who is the most awful person, which you also used in your video and then contradicted yourself right afterwards. So feminists right now are aren't using the dictionary definition because you've already achieved everything you want to achieve.
Let's now work with this basic knowledge. If you truly believe in these values, you don't care if the protagonist is a man or a woman.
Then why are you saying this is a feministic game and saying that there are too many white male leads in games right now? I don't understand. You're all over the place. You're saying gender shouldn't matter, yet this is a feminist game and there are too many males. I don't understand what the hell you're saying.
Actually, you don't even have to be a feminist to feel like this. All you need is common sense. If you really only care about the gender of the protagonist, I can't imagine you care about the game at all. When I want to buy a game, it's because the story fascinates me, the gameplay looks innovative, or the graphics look impressive. When picking a game, gender doesn't even play a role to me.
Again, if gender or race doesn't matter, and this game is somehow a feministic game, where is your thought process? You're claiming this is a feministic game. There are too many male leads. You rouse off the definition of feminism, but somehow all you should care about if the game is good. Okay.
It's something I don't even care about, because it's the overall experience that makes a game great. It's not only about gender. If you say you believe in equality, but you're lacking the ability to empathize with a character of the opposite sex, you're lacking major social values. This makes you a hypocrite too. What I really like is that Guerrilla wasn't discouraged by these claims. They worked on the game and most certainly on Aloy to make a memorable and strong character who can be on the same level as other Sony main characters like Nathan Drake or Joel, for example. Aloy is portrayed as an incredibly strong and confident character. She leads her people and encourages them to go to war to fight against the oppression of the others. She's the leader of a revolution that may change their lives. From all what we've seen so far, I associate her with being a heroine that isn't afraid to fight for what she believes in. She's not displayed as being weak or the one who needs to be saved.
So what you're saying is you want female characters to be on the same level as male characters, okay? But you also say that you don't want female characters to be weak. Isn't that kind of character flaws that people like? I mean, that's why people don't like Rey from the new Star Wars, because she has no flaws and just wrecks everyone and is superior to everyone else. Now, that is a feminist character who feminists like applaud, because a character just thrashes everyone and makes everyone look weak, like most of the men in that movie are. I mean, is that what this whole message is of this video? Because it is very confusing when you say all of these mixed messages where I've previously listed off, but yet you want that people play other characters than themselves or their gender thereas. So I don't really get what the point of this video is, other than being one crazy soup of ideas that just mashed together, throwing in a little bit of feminism and trying to claim that people are somehow sexist if they don't play as the opposite gender. Like,
Aloy seems to be the hero the gaming industry needs. From this point of view, I think that Aloy is a perfect example for a feminist character. Feminism doesn't want to make women superior to men or the other way around. I don't think that Aloy will stand in the shadows of the generic male lead characters we have nowadays.
Okay, now you're starting to piss me off. Now you're saying that the gaming industry needs a character like Alo. No, it doesn't. The gaming industry needs good characters, just overall, regardless of gender. Now you're just saying that male characters are generic for is just to insult people, and you just previously spewed off that feminist characters aren't there to make men feel inferior, or make women feel superior. Yet you just spouted off that the male characters are just generic. You should blame that on writing, not just that they're male. Jesus fucking Christ. I just hate it when people who are playing games are trying to make it political when the game itself isn't really political. They're trying to convey a message of different topics and themes which the writer thinks are good and interesting to touch upon, and they make a game around it. And I absolutely hate it when feminists or just people trying to make games a feministic game or about feminism somehow, when it's really not. I look at games, are they good, are they bad? That's all I care about. But when people like this have a lot of mumbo jumbo and trying to hide behind, oh, it doesn't matter what gender they are, but there are so many generic male leads, and they're all so handsome, and oh, we have so many sexy female characters. Just look at Lara Croft. Oh my God, she's so sexy. Jesus Christ. Well, first of all, what is wrong with female characters being sexy? I mean, there are lesbians, there are males who like to enjoy fictional, I repeat, fictional characters that look nice. They don't harm anyone. So what is wrong to design a character that looks nice and attractive? There's nothing wrong with that. Now, again, with the Lara Croft example, she looks as an attractive young woman in that game, and her looks doesn't have any impact of what the game is like, if the game is good or bad. That's for you to decide when you play through that game. I personally love those games, but I just hate these people making these games all about politics, and I'm really getting sick of this stuff. Seeing this when people use and hide behind these pseudo intellectual arguments that you can somehow make the claim that this game is a feminist game when it's clearly not. So those are just my thoughts. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time.